Have you read Zechariah 11? These chapters challenge us to do a little extra digging if we want to attempt to understand what we're reading. They describe destruction of the cedars of Lebanon, and then God commanding Zechariah to shepherd the flock headed for destruction. By the 9th verse, the shepherd, Zechariah, has left the sheep to their own ending future. He cuts up the staff he has named favor, signifying the end of the covenant with the nations. Then in these next two verses, the unfamiliar becomes familiar. Zechariah 11, 12 and 13. Then I said to them, if it seems right to you, give me my wages, but if not, keep them. So they weighed my wages, 30 pieces of silver. Throw it to the potter, the Lord said to me. This magnificent price I was valued by them. So I took the 30 pieces of silver and threw it into the house of the Lord to the potter. The 30 pieces of silver rings a bell. Where do you remember this from? More than likely, you were thinking of the story Matthew tells about the remorse of Judas after he betrayed Jesus. The chief priests and elders had paid Judas those 30 pieces of silver for his role in the arrest of Jesus. Matthew tells us that Judas threw the pieces of silver into the temple and then ended his life. The chief priest, wanting to do the right thing, used the money to buy the potter's field as a burial place for strangers. As we continue to read Matthew's account of this event, he understands it as the fulfillment of prophecy from Jeremiah. Here is the best clarification. The reference to the potter and the 30 pieces of silver come from Zechariah, which we just read. The purchase of the land reflects Jeremiah 32, and the price of 30 is actually a reference to Exodus 21. When someone's ox kills a slave, that's how much the owner of the ox has to pay to the owner of the slave. I wonder how many verses we are reading today that will mean so much more in the second return. God had a plan long before we understood it. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.